Hey, good Tuesday morning, election day here in the United States of America. And can it get any more gorgeous? And man, do we have a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about some giant yellowfin tuna on board the American Angler. Long range boys are now getting in on that. Also, we'll check out our bluefin tuna bite here in Southern California. A little sign of life. Maybe that's getting ready to kick back into gear. Also, we still have yellowfin tuna within 2-3 day range of San Diego. Some excellent rock fishing in several different areas. Lots of squid showing up. And of course, that's the magnet that attracts so many predators to our beaches. The surfers having fun here in Surfside, California, and so much more. It's election day, a really important day here in the United States of America. Welcome to Friedman Adventures, and get ready because the morning briefing is coming at you next.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars burned up perilous flight? For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. It is election day in the United States of America, a really sacred day, no question about it, when you and I get to vote for the candidates of our choice. And I'm telling you, when you look around this big world of ours, you've got to feel blessed to be here in the United States of America. It is great to be with you all. Hey, if you don't mind, hit that like button. We deeply appreciate it when you do that. If you could share these videos with a friend, that would also be greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel and tick that little bell. You'll be notified when there's new content. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. So great to be here with you all. A lot going on. We're going to delve into it. Right now, we've got some big yellowfin tuna on the American Angler. I mean, really big YFT. That is great news and continued great long-range fishing in general. That's been going on for a while. We'll check out the Coronado Islands. We're going to take a look at the rest of the islands. We're also going to see how that bluefin tuna bite's going out there around Tanner and Cortez, showing a little bit of sign of life. At the end of today's show, we are going to also have a plea to you to help a little girl with Down syndrome in Mexicali, Baja California Norte. She's an angel. Her name is Natalia. Please, please, please stay tuned at the end of today's report. And if you can help, we would deeply appreciate you because we can save Natalia together. So great to be with you all. All right, on the lead in, what was that all about? So a while back, I was asked by my dear friend Arturo Martinez down in Mexico to come down to the Guadalupe Valley and experience a polo match. He asked me, had I ever been to a polo match? I said, no. I'd never been to one. So I said, heck yeah, I'm always up for an adventure. And when I got down, or it got closer to the event, Arturo said, oh yeah, and by the way, you're singing the national anthem before the polo match, the United States national anthem. It'll be followed by the Mexican national anthem. I said, hey, wait a minute. All right, I got a halfway decent voice, but I'm not a singer. I've never sang the national anthem, and that's a tough one from everything I've heard. So it was with great pride, and I know I butchered it, but I felt so good, and I deeply appreciate Arturo giving me that chance to represent our country in Mexico. That was a special day, and I thought it was appropriate here on Election Day to play that for you all. And by the way, the Mexican nationals who were there in attendance were so kind to me. They really were wonderful. They told me what a great job I did. I only have one thing to say about the guy that sang the Mexican national anthem. Thank God I followed him. He was some basso profundo, beautiful rendition of the Mexican national anthem. Man, if I would have followed that, that would have really looked bad. So thank God for the opportunity. Arturo Martinez, I salute you, mi hermano. It's always really wonderful having some of those Baja adventures with you. All right, we got to jump into it here on Election Day. We're going to play a little quiz game right now. My son Patrick is fishing Lake Michigan as we speak. And he just sent me these photos and he said, Dad, I don't know what this is. So who out there can drop a comment down below and identify the mystery Lake Michigan fish? If I took a wild guess, I'd say it's a whitefish. Isn't Lake Michigan famous for their whitefish? Patrick said, I don't know, it's some kind of salmon, I think. We don't have any idea what it is, but somebody out there in the Friedman Adventures universe will be able to drop a comment down below and let us know. That'll be greatly appreciated. All right, let's jump into it and start down in Mexico Lindo and talk a little bit about San Quintin, that yellowfin tuna starting to push further south. We'll get into that in greater detail when I talk about what the San Diego fleet is doing down there. But that San Quintin area is located about 140 miles below the border. San Ysidro, California, pop into Tijuana, you drive 140 miles, you're in San Quintin. Those guys have been all over that yellowfin tuna, having some really exceptional fishing. Also, we have seen some really great fishing up there around Punta Colinet on bluefin tuna. It's hit and miss. It hasn't been biting as well as it should, but there is still some bluefin tuna there biting. Occasional bites for the Ensenada guys, and it's a 2.5 hour run to get down to that area. In the Ensenada area, 70 miles below the border. Incidentally, Colinet's 120. So 70 miles below the border, 60, 70 miles, you come to the beautiful town of Ensenada. I just spent such a great time down there with Zeke Casas, Paulina, and so many other dear friends. Stopped by the Rosarito Beach Hotel, had a great time. Stopped by La Huerita, had a wonderful lunch. Anyway, back to the fishing there in Ensenada. Really good rock fishing. Lots of nice viejas in Ensenada right now. I'm talking about sheephead for all of you out there. Big whitefish, great big vermilion rockfish. There's been some really excellent bottom fishing in Ensenada, and that has been the thing that has been going on. By the way, I forgot to do something. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Better late than never. Good morning, my friends. Oh, I'm getting all carried away with this gorgeous weather. It is breezy down here. You can see some pretty big surf in here also. Where do my surfers go? Oh, they're over there now. I should switch sides. Those guys have been moving around on me all morning long. I've been trying to keep up with them, but it's a beautiful morning, sunny, and a little chill in the air, but it's still really, really gorgeous. Let's switch over and talk about long range fishing, and we've got to start with the American angler. They're on the lower banks and they're putting the hurt on some really big yellowfin tuna. The YFT, the big ones are starting to show up down there on the lower banks. There's a lot of trips now that will do those 10-day fly home trips. So they'll go down there, fish the lower banks, pull into Cabo San Lucas, and you take a plane home, optimizing the time they get to spend down there on those lower banks. What a great trip they are having on board there right now. Rick Kramer's a 318-pound yellowfin tuna. Way to go, Rick. What a nice catch that was. Also, Ken Corwin from Ken's Custom Reels in Oceanside, California. Everybody loves Ken. He has a 312-pound YFT on the deck of the American Angler. What a catch. And Dick Stokes has a 266-pound yellowfin tuna. Congratulations to all three of you gentlemen. They're on that fish again here this morning. Hopefully it's going to bite. And yes, Dick Stokes is really stoked about that great catch. So some YFT up over the 300-pound mark. We are loving that. Hopefully we're going to see more of it. More boats are going to be on top of it. Sam De La Torre is going to be down in that zone right before Thanksgiving. And we'll be on board the Independence on an 8-day trip. So Sam will be out, we'll be out. It should be a lot of fun. Really big yellowfin tuna, sprucing things up for the long range guys. The Independence had some really great wahoo fishing in some nasty weather. It's been bumpy and rough. The Independence is such a big rig, you hardly feel it on board there, but really some excellent fishing for who. They've also been all over the yellowfin tuna. All the long range boys down there have been catching that, oh, I want to say 30 to 90 pound yellowfin tuna for several months now, and that really continues for the boats that don't get down to the lower banks. This is going on up above and around the Alejos Rocks region is where the wahoo fishing's been great. And there's also some very good, robust yellowtail fishing going on for several of those guys. So excellent fishing going on. I don't know how I can get much better on the long range scene as that just keeps cranking and really producing excellent fishing. The yellowfin tuna bite for 3-day boats, 2-day boats out of San Diego has been a little bit hit and miss. Water temperatures are starting to drop, and that YFT is starting to move down the Baja Peninsula. At one time at 140, 150 miles, now at 180 miles. There's some fish short of that, but most of it is starting to move down the Baja Peninsula, like off El Rosario, and now starting to slide even further down. That yellowfin tuna loves a warmer water environment. That's the oceanography they're going to seek out. So when it gets a little too chilly, they know where to go. They start moving down south into that warmer water. And we are seeing that right now. There's been several great scores, and this yellowfin tuna is not real finicky like the bluefin tuna. I mean, when they bite, they bite. You can hang the whole boat on that nice, beautiful, great fish, 25 to 100-pound fish. We've seen several boats here recently with some excellent fishing. Weather's coming down. Looks like, in general, just to make a comment about down there in Baja California as well as up here in Southern California. We're going to go through a nice weather period here, and it should last through the weekend. We're going to blow up around midweek a little bit and then slide into a beautiful weekend. So if you have a weekend trip planned, I think you're going to be fine on the weather. It's a little far out there to make an accurate forecast, but everybody and all the models suggest that after a little bit of wind here, we've got it here this morning, we're going to have some more tomorrow. After that, we are going to see some outstanding, beautiful fall weather here in SoCal and northern Baja California. So that yellowfin tuna is still there. It's biting the heavy. It wants to bite on the 60-pound fluorocarbon, sometimes the 80-pound fluorocarbon. Guys have gotten bites on the 100-pound, and also poppers. Those clear poppers have been super effective. Shiny jigs like a Daiwa or a Colt Sniper, 120 grams, have also been very effective on that fish. That's a spectacular bite, but it's dicey right now because it is starting to slide down, and it could get out of range for the San Diego boys here. Before you know it, we'll have more on that as the day goes on, and that's why we always push you toward our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our TikTok page. Man, we keep you updated there also with current updates throughout the day where we get millions of views and thousands upon thousands of likes. I think we have almost 500,000 likes on TikTok alone. Our social media is really, really strong, and it keeps you informed, so keep that in mind, my friends. Don't forget, hey, I had lunch yesterday with the tax man, Tim Marquez. It was great spending time with Tim. If you have any tax needs at all, Tim Marquez is your man. Make sure you give Tim a call today. And for heating and or air conditioning needs, it's none other than John Lopez from efficient heating and air conditioning. All right, there you have it. Now we're going to go out to Tanner and Cortez Bank, where the weather's decent here this morning. The Pride had a handful of bluefin tuna out there in that neck of the woods at a 22nd Street landing in San Pedro, California. And also we had the Pacific Queen, 28 guys on a 2-day trip with 11 bluefin and 4 yellowtail. Hardly wide open, just starting maybe to rebound. Again, that fish was spiraling downward. I'm talking about the bite. It just wasn't that good. We got some wind. We got a subsequent drop in water temperature, and that fish just didn't want to bite. And you can hardly say that it's full speed right now. Those scores, not great, but hopefully a sign of things to come. Hopefully it's getting to rev up. And I think we'll have some guys out there looking that over with great vigor here this weekend when there should be some really nice weather. Wow, that's some pretty big surf back there. Let me know if that's going to hit me here as we go along. More surfers walking up as we speak. Of course, they want to take advantage of this. So we'll watch Tanner and Cortez Bank for you very, very closely. Now, remember, I was talking about how wide open those yellowfin tuna bites get. That bluefin bite is a plunker bite where you got to work really hard. Sometimes you've got to drop down to as light as 25-pound fluorocarbon, a circle hook like a number 4, small, and choosing a good hot bait. So we'll see how that all goes as we continue to watch the situation for you very, very close. So let's talk islands down there at the Coronado Islands. We have been seeing more and more yellowtail, but they do not want to bite all that well. I want to call it, anywhere from 0 to 15 yellowtail right now. 15 would be an exceptional score right now. That could get going again. It's a fly line bite on some days. It's a yo-yo iron bite on some days. It's a surface iron bite on other days. And still, you get some fish on the dropper loop along with some good rockfish down there in that neck of the woods. So Coronado Island's trying to rebound, but not all that great right now. At San Clemente Island, we're seeing an influx of squid. And right behind that squid, of course, are the predators, yellowtail, white sea bass, and other stuff like halibut. Not wide open, but occasional good little hit for the Fury out of Dana War sport fishing. Other guys that are on San Clemente Island, we take you to Catalina Island, where the big cod have been providing great action for several boats like the El Patron out of Long Beach sport fishing. Right now, the regs mandate here in SoCal that you fish 300 feet or deeper. And the beauty of that is that's where the big ones come from. Great big rockfish down there at Catalina Island. I mean, there's some areas that haven't been fished for decades that are now open, and they are magnificent. If you'd like to get on the El Patron, and why wouldn't you, out of Long Beach Sport Fishing, all you got to do is go to www.longbeachsportfishing.org and get on the El Patron. Looking at San Nicolas Island, big sheephead, also known as viejas in Spanish, big whitefish, also known as pez blancas in Spanish also, and those big rockfish also. If you get out in that deeper water, you can catch that stuff. And the Channel Islands in general, we are seeing some really excellent rock fishing. There's a lot of squid. In fact, you'll see squid boats from Malibu all the way up to the Ventura County line along the coast. All that squid, as I've mentioned previously, is part of the food chain. And that tells me we're headed toward maybe some good wintertime or late fall sea bass and halibut fishing, but I think we're setting up for a magnificent spring. And hopefully, I got my fingers crossed that's going to come together. 17 ling caught on board the Aloha Spirit. Nice hit for them. Also some excellent fishing over there on the Island Spirit out of Ventura, the Endeavor. Nice rock fishing going on. And they are pointed toward an absolutely beautiful weekend weather-wise, and that's all they need to make things happen. I ought to run up there and jump on the Island Spirit this weekend. Got to think about that. That could be fun, and you should jump on the Island Spirit also. All you have to do is go to venturasportfishing.com, or you can give Saul a call at 805-676-3474. Kids fish free on Sundays. Get all the details when you talk to Saul and get on the Island Spirit. You will have a ball. The surfers are starting to drift back into the picture again. Hopefully they're catching some good waves during the morning briefing. All right, let's talk about what's going on the half and 3/4 day boats, and those guys all focused on the rockfish for the most part. They are doing pretty well on the deep water stuff. Some of the half and three-quarter day guys are picking at some whitefish and rockfish, occasional bass, but I mean like that now on the bass. The water's starting to get kind of cool. Sometimes those fish, or in most years, just about every year, will finally adjust to the colder water, and you have to do different techniques to entice a bite out of the bass. There's some good wintertime bass fishing, but you don't see those full speed, wide open bites. It's mostly rockfish from San Diego all the way up to Ventura and above there. That's what we've been looking at. Hey, rockfish out of Santa Barbara, still good. Rockfish out of Avila Beach and Morro Bay, excellent. San Francisco, a lot of lings there also. There's been some really outstanding fishing on a gorgeous election day morning. It can't get any better. Stay tuned at the end of today's report. Natalia, 2 years old, Down syndrome angel. She's beautiful, needs your help. She needs heart surgery. Please stay tuned and learn about Natalia. And if you're not able to make a contribution, keep her in your thoughts and prayers. We would deeply appreciate that. In the Southern California surf, well, let me look at this because it is big surf, but you're making a cast with a chrome lure right now. See, this is spaced out really good. If you're making a cast and coming through there, you have a chance. And if you can get beyond those waves with a bait, probably going to catch some nice barred perch or maybe even a spot fin croaker. It's been pretty good. Don't forget, down there on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway, it is Big Fish Bait and Tackle, your Southern California surf fishing headquarters. They got all the bait you'll need, and they've got all the tackle you'll need, from trout fishing to big game marlin, everything in between. Big Fish Bait and Tackle. They have that monthly giveaway of a custom fishing rod, a surf fishing rod, and they are absolutely beautiful. All you have to do is walk in there, buy the ruler that they have, and you'll use that ruler to measure your prize catch, and they'll give you all the details. The species of fish changes every month, but they give away a free custom rod, and it is glorious. Good fishing down there around Huntington Beach on smaller bar perch, some bigger ones mixed in with it. We don't see all that much corvina now, but occasional corvina here. We've seen a few nice big yellowfin croaker mixed with the perch, not wide open, but a little bit, and up there in the Long Beach area, a few halibut coming out of there in the Santa Monica Bay, more barred perch. Up there near County Line, Ventura, really good barred perch fishing going on up there in that neck of the woods also. All right, my friends, what can I tell you on an absolutely pristine and gorgeous morning here in SoCal? I can't thank you enough for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful election day today. Get out and vote, and just enjoy the fact that we live in the country we live in, and we have the rights that we've been endowed with thanks to the sacrifice of so many who've given their lives for a day like today, a day when we can go out and cast our votes. All right, my friends, have a great one. Stay tuned. Natalia coming up next. You're going to really learn something about this brave, wonderful little angel. Take care, and I hope to see you really, really soon. I want to introduce you all to this little angel. Her name is Natalia, and she lives in Mexicali, Baja California. She was born with a congenital heart defect and presently is facing a matter of life and death. She needs another surgery in the next 6 months for a tear in her heart. And together, we can make this happen. I'm going to introduce you now to a dear friend of mine and her aunt, Claudia Fernandez, to talk more about Natalia and to see how this opportunity for you and I, this opportunity to help save Natalia's life, will present itself for us all. Claudia Fernandez, it is so good to see you, my friend.
it's been like years since we seen each
How
other.
many years?
Like 5 years, 4 years?
Yeah. Do
Kind of.
you remember the first day we met?
Yes, of course.
You do?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, it
It
was.
was like the meeting with the fishing, sport fishing,
Yeah,
and we met each other. I remember it. Like you're exactly like
I do
the
too.
same
I still have
vibe.
that photo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, of you, me, and Alejandra.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
wow.
And then all the times I would come over to the Mexican consulate,
Yeah.
I felt like such a big shot because I would drive in and they'd give me a parking space. I was
I
the only gringo
know.
that was doing that.
Yes, I
It was great. And then
know.
I'd walk back and the Mexican flag in Alejandra's office, and she was looking so, it was
Proud
great.
of it.
Yeah.
I know.
And then I not only met a person with a huge heart
Nah.
and a person who's a wonderful person, but I don't know if there's anybody who works harder than you too. You are a hard worker.
You are a really hard worker. You are really generous. You're the same person that I remember, which is give me a lot of joy and happiness to see you that way, that you're healthy, that you have success, that you are like really generous person, and I'm thankful for meeting you, to
Oh,
have that pleasure to meeting you.
man, you took the words out of my mouth about you. One of the most beautiful days I ever spent, evenings in my life, is you invited me to Mexicali for your father's birthday.
I know.
I drove down alone. It was so important to me.
Yeah.
And your brother was playing the guitar. The
Yes.
food was phenomenal.
Yes.
That was an extraordinary night for me.
Thank you for be there with us on that day. Unfortunately, my father passed away 4 years ago
I'm
now.
so sorry.
But yes, he remember you. He remember you were like, because I don't know, like if this happened to people who knows you, but you have a really good vibe. Like people remember you because you have this sense of familiarity and like good feeling that it's difficult for the people to not know who's Phil Friedman.
Oh, thank you so much. Most people run the other way when they see me, but
No, not at all. For me, it was like contrary. And like, I want to thank you today for giving me the chance to be here to talk about something important for me, for my family. Like, 2 years ago, my brother had a child,
yes.
my niece.
And let's talk about, it was hard for your brother and his wife to conceive in the first place.
Yeah,
It took 11 years for their first
for
child,
the
right?
first child, 11 years.
Yeah.
And we were so excited for the first child.
Yes.
Of course, we love her. Jimena, that's her name,
Yeah.
Jimena Fernandez.
They live in Mexicali.
They live in Mexico.
Canchanillas.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
Cachanillas.
Yeah.
And of course, everyone was the favorite grandchild, and she's I'm the good mother of Jimena,
Yeah.
which is I send her all the love and everything. And then 5 years later, they had Natalia.
Yes.
But
that's who we're talking about
Yes,
today. Yeah.
today we're talking about Natalia. Natalia, she born on October 3rd of 2022,
Uh-huh.
and she was so little, 48 centimeters when she born. And at the time that she born, she was diagnosed with trisomy 21, also known as Down syndrome.
Yes.
But also she had like a complex heart disease called, it's a really complicated name. That's why I'm reading it. Atrioventricular canal defect, which is a large hole in the center of the heart that doesn't like allow all the ventricles to connect.
Yes.
And it creates like difficult for the baby to breathe, to even walk and all the stuff.
So she was born with this congenital heart defect. Yes.
Exactly. So she required her first surgery when she was 9 months old.
Uh-huh.
And at that moment, my brother, because in Mexico, insurance, it's different. And at the moment, the insurance that my sister-in-law had covered that operation.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one.
So right after being born, did she have the
9
operation?
months, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
They try to wait as much as they can to be the baby strong enough
Right.
to recover faster and to handle that kind of
That surgery.
because it was an open heart surgery.
Yeah.
She has like a huge scar in the middle of her chest. And a few weeks ago, now she's 2 years old. A few weeks ago, they took her to do the heart with her cardiologist to check how is everything with her heart.
Yes.
and they discovered that she has like she required another surgery because she has a leak in the miltra valve. And with this leak, what happened is that she's having shorts of breath, fatigue, chest pain, and it's difficult for her to do like a normal life, even though it's difficult for her because of this Down syndrome.
Yes.
But now, plus with the heart surgery situation that in 6 months she has to have, it's also difficult for the family. This time, the insurance doesn't cover
Right.
the operation. So,
And it's also important to note that in Mexico, there's really no safety nets. Like here in the United States,
yeah,
there's a lot of safety nets. Maybe you can go Down syndrome has a foundation here. You
exactly,
can, but
exactly.
in Mexico,
It's
it's
not so easy to find that kind of situation,
yeah,
and it's been difficult for since day one. The baby is fighting, and she's proving to all of us that she wants to be here. She smiled a lot. She learned. It took her 2 years to learn how to walk, and she's not able to talk, but she's doing like trying to doing all the sessions for her to be able to like learn some words and start to talking. But the most important thing right now for us is to, and I mean that's why I'm here, is to ask all your audience to help us because the insurance is not covering this second operation, and we're talking about only for the operation 500,000 pesos, which is half million pesos, and it's too difficult to just go and say, hey, give me 500 to a bank or to do something. So my brother and my sister, when they discovered that they were crying like the heart out. But we sit down and we were talking about the kindness of people that we know and the kindness of people that uh, we have around us. And if we connect all the links and if we start asking even for $1, like whatever your heart like have and can give to you, that can change. Natalia changed our life. Now it's our part in to change her life by doing this kind of like promotion. That's why my brother opened GoFundMe link, and people can
he
donate.
was reluctant to do that too,
Yeah,
wasn't he?
he
He
was reluctant
he wanted
because
to try to raise the money and
yeah,
but it's impossible and you even said to me he
yeah,
said he would give his own life to save his
to save
daughter.
his daughter. Yes, he was crying, saying, I will sell any part of my body in order to save my baby." And I say, I do understand, but what we can do now is to start asking for help. Sometimes we're too proud, sometimes we are ashamed to ask for help, but I think because she's at 2 years old and she cannot express, like we are the adults, that we need to express that she needs help, that she needs to be heard, and she needs to be um, support. And that's why I'm here. And again, I'm thankful for you for giving me this opportunity for to reach your audience and like ask them and for support, if they can help me with a donation and share the link so many people can donate and help us to reach the 500,000 pesos just for the operation. That will be awesome for us.
This is literally a matter of life and death.
Exactly. Because if we don't operate her, the leak can go like bigger and she can like die. And that's why they gave us the 6 months period to be able to collect the money and the baby be able to get operated as soon as possible.
I have not met Natalia. I hope I can someday, but
Yes.
her photos, she is an angel. She's a
she's
beautiful child.
she smiles a lot, she laughs a lot, and she's always receiving the love of my brother, my sister, the people that are surround her. And you will think that having a special baby will make you feel like different, but no, it makes you feel more special, more like with love, with that kind of babies, because that's when you realize that life is so precious, that you having your own health doesn't realize that just doing one step or talking, being able to do many things that we take for granted.
Yes.
And when you see a baby that it's works so hard to even just like walk or like raise his head or being able to stand. That's when you start thinking that life is so precious, and if you have the way to help, just help, because you are being like blessed with everything that you have in your life daily.
I often wondered about that, and you're making it so clear that when you have a child like that, I think if it's possible, your love increases for that child.
Yes, yes, like multiply, like it's beyond what you can expect to feel. I mean, having a healthy baby, it's wonderful, but this kind of babies that born with the special gifts, that's what I call it, gifts.
Yes.
Um, it makes you realize that life, like I told you, is precious, and that God gives you this kind of children to maybe change other lives, to give the opportunity of other people to help, or to even you to love more your life and the way you live your life as well.
100%. That has
Yeah.
got to be the case because you look at a child like that, and then anytime you feel like complaining about your electric car windows are not working
Yeah.
right, or,
Exactly.
there's some other really big problem like that in your life, boy, it puts that in proper perspective, and
Exactly.
all your problems go
Yeah.
away because of Natalia, maybe.
Yeah.
That is something that definitely.
And of course there are like 100 person like Natalia suffering like today, which is I'm asking for people that maybe today think of Natalia, and share a little bit of whatever they have. But if in the near future there's another person like me asking, don't feel the burden, but the gift that you have to share your love and the way that you are living to that person as well, to share something from you,
How
like that.
hard is this for you, Claudia?
Well, it's really hard because I'm seeing the baby, and of course, like seeing my brother crying and my sister-in-law and my mother is struggling to have the money, and to first not feel hope, and then the first day that this GoFundMe, that he realized, he released the GoFundMe webpage, and all his friends realized to saying, "Hey, we're gonna help you. We're gonna try to do this and that," and seeing the love that people can show through this baby, it's hard, but it's also beautiful to see people helping, to
Yeah.
see people that really care about it, like you, like when I contact you and you say, "Hey, come to my show," and all the stuff, I start feeling this pain, but beautiful pain inside of me, saying that it was good to be good, because if you could do good, they're gonna give back good to you. So that's why I'm like reaching your people, because I know that if they do something good, for sure they're gonna receive something good back. For
Yeah.
sure. Like there's no other way around.
There's nothing I wouldn't do for
Yeah.
you. You're such a
No.
good
You
person.
you
You have
also. You
always been
also.
so good to me. And we haven't, like
Yeah.
we said, it's probably been at least 5 years.
Yes.
It doesn't seem like it though, does it? Because our
No.
friendship is just intact. It's
Yeah, I
like it
know.
may be stronger now.
Thank you. And thank you again. And again, I'm reaching your audience to help us to donate, to share the link for someone else to donate for my niece, because she really needs the operation, and my family needs the help. And I hope that in the future, if someone family needs help, I will help them, like with like whatever I have as well. Like
I've already seen you do that before. How is this mom and dad? How's your brother and his wife? Are
they
they?
are
They've got
like
to be
they are
just
heartbroken
yeah.
because of the situation, that seeing her daughter like struggling every day because of the Down syndrome, and with because this heart disease. And I wish in Mexico there were association, not only for the baby but also for the mental health of the parents.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because mm, you need to have someone that it's like professional to support you and to guide you through this process, because it's not easy to wake up every day and seeing your child that way, and stress because you don't have the enough resources to make the operation early, and because I don't know, like, even though if you get the resources, then you have to pray with all your heart, because the operation needs to be successful. And what is going to happen, what are the consequences of this operation? Like, I wish there were like more association like United States that work on the mental health of this person that passed this kind of this kind of process with not healthy babies, right?
Yeah.
And also with the syndrome down there, like you say, there's not like many association in Mexico that support this kind of disease, which is really sad, because there's like many children with Down syndrome
Yes.
and autism and many other like situation that babies or children in Mexico are like passing, and nobody's taking care of that.
How old is little Natalia now?
2 years.
2 years old.
She's 2 years old, and she's really strong. The first surgery was hard, but she showed us that she wants to be here. She wants to live. She wants to be happy. She wants to give them. She wants to give us love to all her family.
Well, we have a very generous audience out there, really, really good people. And I am asking you, if you have it within your means to help Claudia, her sobrina, her niece, it would mean the world to all of us. It is truly a matter of life and death. And we really, really need your help right now. We'll put a link in the show description so
Yeah.
people can. Do you want to give your phone number, or do you want
Yeah,
anybody
if
to
like if they
contact
want,
you?
yeah, if they have any questions or anything that they want, they can contact me. My phone number is 213-446-4826.
Give that
And
again slower.
yeah, 213-446-4826.
Perfect. And also, you can call me at 657-227-6459. I am more than happy to also send people in your direction. Anything else?
Just
You have
like,
all my love and all my thoughts and all my prayers, Claudia.
thank you so much, and thank you for the audience that is listening, and most thank you for the audience that it's donating as well, because even $1 can change Natalia's life. And thank you, Phil, for your generosity to give me this space to talk to your audience as well. And just remember, um, help doesn't do any bad, but good to your heart and to your surroundings.
Claudia, you have all my love and thoughts and prayers. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for making time to come in
Thank
here.
you.
Together, we're going to make this happen.
I know, Phil. Thank you so much.
God
Thank
bless you.
Thank you. God bless you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any amount would be deeply appreciated. The GoFundMe link is in the show description, or please feel free to call Claudia or yours truly. Take care. God bless you all, and together we can help save this little angel's life.